Check that out, guys. Wild horses on my way up to dig trilobites. Hello, beautiful horses. I hope you have a good day. Hello, my friends. Welcome to another exciting episode of Hunting Rocks. As always, I'm your hunting guide, Jeff, and today we're hunting trilobites. And we are hunting trilobites at my favorite trilobite mine in the world, You Dig Fossils. So let's get out there, let's get down into it, and let's find some amazing trilobites, because you know they're always good coming out of here. Alright guys, I just popped this piece of shale off from right down there, and I'm going to start going through it. And the best way to go through this is you take your rock hammer and you just begin to split. And whenever you split, you go through and you check to see if you have anything. There's bits of trilobite there, but no good trilobite. And you just continue to split down the rock. Whenever I find one, I'll show you guys on camera. Alright guys, there we go. There's a, let me dampen that a little bit. There's a nice one right there. And whenever I flipped it over, there's part of one, and there's part of one. I'm going to see if I can't chip this down a little more and see if there's any more inside of it. This is the good one over here, so I want to keep it safe, so I'm going to split this back part. Alright guys, I just ran to the truck to get my gloves, get the sides on my cart, and when I was coming back down, look what I just found on the ground. That's nice. That is real nice. Heck yeah, that's a good size trilobite too. Alright, well, I don't even know why I'm digging. I'll just look on the ground. People leave such good stuff. Okay, well, I'm going to go back over to where I'm actually going to dig at and keep my eyes open on the ground for crazy cool stuff like that again. I got to be careful not to fill my tote too much. That's a long hike uphill. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, as you guys can see, I just got back over here, set up my other camera, yada yada yada. I looked over here, and there's a trilobite. Guys, I swear I'm not planting this stuff. You guys that have known me and watched me for years know I don't do that kind of stuff. That's just how easy the trilobites pop out of this place. I'm going to work on this rock here, I believe. Clean some of that top layer off so I can get to it. And then I'll start going through these shale layers. And hopefully we find some great stuff. There's no hoping about it. I know we're going to find great stuff here. You Dig Fossils never fails. Alright you guys, here's some of the shale I brought down from up there. And there's a little trilobite right there. So I'm going to start splitting the shale I brought down from up top and see what kind of goodies are in it. Oh yeah, and there's fighter jets out here today too. I told you guys trilobites were no joke. Dangerous, dangerous game. Oh, that's a bummer, you guys. Look at that. That would have been a nice trilobite. However, he is lost to time. Just its head exists now. Ah, alas. It happens. It happens. You gotta think, whenever you're over 400 million years old, you probably won't look so good either. I will. I'll be beautiful forever. Just, you know, gotta start being beautiful first. Anyhow, let's keep cracking these rocks and see what goodies we can pop out of them. There's trilobite pieces there, but I'm not seeing anything great so far. I'm gonna split it down a little more, and I'm gonna work on this piece here. I think I should be able to get it out. Yeah, it's got a crack right there, so we'll pull this out, split it down. Let's see what we got. So this was a good piece to pop up. I got little trilobites all over the place on it. Let's split that apart, see what we got, and then we'll split down there and see what's down there. There we go, guys. There's a nice little one right there. See if I can pop some more of that off. I better leave it just as it is. Going in the bucket. And over here, I've got pieces that came off of it. And we're going to keep splitting this down. You know, I may not split this all the way down. I owe a big old piece to one of my Patreons. A guy by the name of Valiant Warrior, super cool. And he wants to make some jewelry. Make a jewelry box. So yeah, I'm gonna see about saving that for him. Well, I was going to till I picked it up and it just split on me. So Valiant Warrior, this is not your piece, brother. I got you one coming. And for those of you that don't know, I do have a Patreon. I'm like PBS. It's the supportive viewers like you that lets me come out and do this stuff. And I do occasionally send out gifts to my Patreons. There's a $60 level on there that I'm going to drop because that's just ridiculous. That was going to be the Rock of the Month Club. If you guys do decide to become a Patreon, then I'll send you stuff from time to time throughout the year because that's just the kind of guy I am. If you don't have the money to be a Patreon, I totally get it. It's a 1-month thing. That gets kind of expensive. All I ask is that you watch my videos, give them a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe maybe. And every now and again watch one of those YouTube commercials. I'm sorry, I know, they're boring. Okay, this one does have trilobites in it. I can see them. Valiant Warrior, that's your piece, brother. It's coming to you, man. Alright guys, that's a nice Arathia. Am I pronouncing that right? Probably not. I'll put the name at the bottom. But as you can see, that one is not, come on, focus. That one is not a molt. That is the full trilobite. So this little guy, sadly, his life was cut short. And then over here, we got some more going on. This is a like a sponge, I think is what they said, or something like that. It's been a while, but there's a nice one right there, and that's probably the full trilobite. So I'll have to clean that once I get home. This one I'm going to work on a little bit, see if I can't figure out what's going on there, pop that out. Hopefully I don't ruin it. This one, like I said, it's going to come home with me, and I'll get it cleaned up there. Alright, you guys, I've moved myself from over there, came over and decided to start working this ledge down, and I found a couple decent trilobites I got setting up here and whatnot. But I just split this rock here. Let's get ready for this. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. And its imprint. We're going to put those back together. And I'll probably get some tape to keep that together, because that's nice. That makes me happy. That's why I love You Dig Fossils. Keep splitting this, see if it's got a buddy. Split that out just like so. Pop it up. Check both sides. And then we'll start splitting. Let me see if I can. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Probably not. Nope. Let me split it, then I'll show you. Alright guys, it's super hard to see, but there's a trilobite right there. That is 100% a trilobite. There's its imprint. It is pretty good size. So I'm going to break this rock down a little bit so I can take that, and then I'll get it cleaned up. Alright you guys, here's something else cool. If you don't have the tools at home, and you have one like this that I was going to show you, you can actually, this is going to be kind of hard to do on camera, you can clean the trilobite right here. And see, I'm just going gently across it, and that's going to take that top shale layer off. Let me slow it down a little bit. Oop. It's a little nicer Dremel than I got at home. It's a real Dremel. And we're going to work down that shale until we get to that trilobite. In fact, to prove that it's the same piece, I put an X in it. Alright guys, show you the same rock. And as you can see, that trilobite is really starting to show itself now. There we go, guys. That's one beautiful trilobite. Now, that brush was an old one. He needed to change it out. But when cleaned up, they'll look like those. I didn't find these, but I've found some that are kind of like it. And when I get home, I'll clean them up and show you guys what they look like. Alright you guys, there's one right there out of this I split. And there's its imprint. Now what's going to be cool about these, you got to be careful with these, as you guys can see right there, there's pyrite throughout here. So there is the possibility of finding a pyritized trilobite. Now you guys will see the difference between that and if you look at my old video where I cleaned the trilobites, which I'll be doing again. I'll make another one of those using a brass and aluminum brush. The brass brush will turn them golden color, but these, if they're pyritized, will have golden color on them. That's actually natural, as it should be. But I'm going to split this apart. I'm going to get him out, or her, and we'll see what happens. Alright guys, while I was chipping, he popped out. Yay! Gonna need a little glue on his butt. But otherwise, that's not a bad looking trilobite. This I'm starting to get more and more as I go down deeper and deeper into the layers, further and further back into time. So I'm gonna keep working this for a while, and then I may move over there. As you guys know me, I like to move around a lot. Alright, you guys, still working on my hillside, and I got that nice one right there, and there's an imprint. And that imprint is this one right here. Sadly missing a little bit of the end of its tail. That's not a bad looking trilobite. That will go into the bucket for sure. Let me see, I'm not even going to try to trim that one down anymore. Be afraid of damaging it. So put that back on top. Keep it nice and secure and safe. Set it down here in my take with me pile. And let's keep splitting this part of it. There's enough to split there. Not too many trilobites I'm seeing on it. There's some bits and pieces, but maybe there'll be something bigger inside. Let's find out. Alright guys, it's my first one of the day, super tiny. That is a Paranopsis interstricta. It's really an interesting looking trilobite. It is a 3-section body, but it's big and round on both ends and tiny in the middle. So they're really kind of cool. And the rock that he came out of, I'm dealing with a pretty big dye right through here. There's a nice little trilobite. That's probably a kingy. So I'm going to try to split this off without damaging this, because it's a lot of parts. It's probably not a death. It's probably just them molting their shell, but it's a pretty cool piece. And it's actually splitting really nicely. There we go. Popped it off. Yep. I'll throw this one in the bucket to take home, and I can clean all those up whenever I get home. Set it up there, and I'm going to continue to look through here just in case there's yeah, see, there's some sign of some big ones in here. We do got a good crack on it too. There we go. What we got over here? Got a trilobite right there. One, that's its that's the same trilobite. One side's imprint, one side is not. But I'm going to keep thinning this out because it is giving me some good stuff. And then we'll keep digging down. All right, you guys, this is why you continue to split it down. Are you ready for this? Let's pop this bad boy open. Ah, look at that. And look at its imprint. Yes. That is why I trilobite hunt. Look at the size of that thing. It's bigger than my thumb, or as big as my thumb. Oh, that's a day maker. And this, guys, this is why I like to move. Look at that. Move to a different spot. I wasn't going to come here, but I said, what the heck. There's my cart over there. I was getting ready to go down to the normal spot I'm at, but never dug here. And that's what I popped up on my first go. All right, let's see if we can pop out some more. All right, my friends, we got trilobites sticking out there. We got trilobites sticking out there. There's a death layer right through here. The problem is, you see all this stuff on top of it? I'm gonna have to move that to get this. I might be able to get that rock out. I'm not sure. Let me give it a couple hammer whacks, see what I can do down here. Because the way it's formed, I might be able to break that out and take it out from the bottom. All right, it's gonna be a two-handed job, so I'm gonna get to work on that. Would you just look at those two cute little critters right there. And hold on, this gets really cool. I split this open and it's just full of trilobites. And on that side. That is definitely going to come home with me. So are these little guys. Those have some interesting looks to them. That almost, It might have some pyrite on it. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's split this open. There's something right there. There's definitely, well, that's this guy here. We'll see if there's anything in this one. Nothing much really. Nothing great. All right. One of the really cool things about these is the natives out here, I believe it's the Utes. Their name for trilobite actually translates into little water bug in a house of stone. And that's exactly what these are. It's a water bug essentially. How they knew that, I don't know. They were smart people. All right, you guys, I'm starting to get into some good stuff now. Look at this. There's one of them little double guys I showed you earlier. I'll be able to get that completely out. But look at all these. These rocks are just full of trilobites. I'm going to see if I can chip this one down a little smaller. I don't want to ruin the trilobites in it, but they could be layered up. I mean, that's pretty thick there. Should be able to pop that down. All right, you guys, check this out. I just moved this big rock, and I got this one right here. The I have a hard time saying it, but over on this side, I've got, what, 4, 5, 6 of them. So I'm gonna have to carefully split this rock so I can take this with me. And I want to see what's in these other layers up here. All right, so while I'm chipping this rock to shrink it down a little bit, I came across a trilobite that's sitting on the side there, which is kind of interesting. I'm gonna have to take more rock than I wanted to, or I'm gonna have to sacrifice that one, guys. I'm not sure which way to go about it, so let's see how this works. Let's do some splitting. shale. And we'll check it. And nothing on that side. But we've got things here. Got one right up here. And of course little bits and pieces. Alright, let's look at this and I'll be back to you guys. Alright, check that out. Got a nice one there. That wasn't the one I was going after. Those are what I was going after. Now luckily where that's at, I'll be able to split that out once I get home. And that will give me a secondary trilobite. Look at that little fella right there. Let's see if we can get it out. Alright guys, check this out. One of the people digging just brought this up. And you can see it's got the calcite film across it there. But what's even cooler, let me zoom in right there at my fingertips. That is pyrite. This trilobite is pyritized. And it still has its little cheeks, which means this is probably not a molt. This guy was probably, he was probably alive when he died. I mean, most things are, yes, but this one wasn't just a shell. Alright guys, I am back from Utah, back in St. Louis, and I'm getting ready to clean up some of the trilobites I found at U-Dig Fossils. So, I'll show you the process I go through that. Like I said, I love U-Dig Fossils, man. It is a great place to go to. So much cool stuff. But let me show you some of the things I've got. Now this is just a small amount of what I have. This is some of the stuff I'm going to be working on the cleanup. That is an imprint. But yeah, lots and lots of amazing trilobites. Look at the size of the head of that one. And over here, this will be very fun to clean up. These are a lot of imprints, but as you can see, I've got that one right there, pretty big. And we're going to do some a little bit of grinding on this and see if we can pull any out. So let me hook up my my Dremel non-Dremel tool, my rotary tool I guess you would call it, and I'll show you how I get to cleaning these. Alright, I'm going to be using 3 different types of brushes. I've got my little cup brush. This is a stainless brush. I have the little round stainless brush, and then I also have the brass. I like using brass because it is a softer metal, but they use the stainless up there at U-Dig because it leaves the trilobite more of its actual color. Alright, sorry about that guys. I had to go close my garage door because my yard guys are here, and it may have been hard to hear me. So I'm going to start off with the, you know what, I'm going to start off with the brass cup, and I'm just going to go across this rock real quick. Alright, the brass cup is hooked onto it. Give it a little speed. And we're just going to go across like so. You don't want to use too much force. You just want it to remove that overburden of shale. Alright, let's get back into this. As you can see, I'm just going to go lightly over the top of it, cleaning down as such. So I tell you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here for a second. I'm going to work on this a bit. Alright guys, I'm getting it pretty close, but I switched over to a new tool. I'm using an old from a Nutcracker set, and what I'm doing is I'm getting far enough outside of the trilobite that I know I'm not going to hurt it, and I just chip lightly towards it. Now the reason I do that is whenever you get close to it, it will pop up away from the edge. But you got to be careful when you're doing that, otherwise you could damage the trilobite. So if you're not comfortable with that, then you can just continue to do the long way with your rotary tool and the such like that. Now I'm going to do 2 of these on camera. for you today. I'll do this one and then the other one, because I'm keeping the other one for myself. And I'll show you why I'm going to keep that one for myself as opposed to, you know, having these if anybody's interested in them. Alright, this is the boring part. I'm going to keep doing this. I'll be back. There we go, guys. Okay, so that was the cleanup there that I just did. I'm gonna put a little water on them. And this is just an old bottle of water I had gotten. Probably one left over from my trip. The water will not hurt them. It's just, I wouldn't leave them submerged for very long. But well, as you can see on the camera how they brighten up. Take my rag, wipe them down. There we have it. Cleaned up trilobites. This one that I was working on, that's definitely a molt. It's missing its two little side flanges. They popped out. Little dude crawled off. Who knows where he went. This one may be a molt. It is missing one of the flanges. And then of course these two little ones. Oops, sorry. These two little ones up here are definitely molts. But that's how you do it if you want to keep your trilobites setting and looking dark. Tell you what, you know what, I can do it with this. I'm going to dry it up real quick. Not actually touching it, just letting the air come off of it do it. You can see it dries super fast. And it gives you a good idea of what you're working with. Now, to keep them darker so they're not the same color as the shale, I'll hit them with a little Mod Podge mixed with water. I use the flat Mod Podge so they're not shiny. So yeah, that's one of the ways to clean your trilobites. Let me show you the way I like to do it. It makes it look a little prettier, but you have to tell people it is not pyretized, because otherwise people think it's a pyretized trilobite. There are dishonest people out there that would sell them as pyretized. I would never do that. Hold on, let me get one set up to go. Okay guys, I'm going to keep this one. I really like this one. And whenever I clean this one up, I'm going to use my brass brush. So throw it into the Dremel, or rotary tool, since it's not a true Dremel, I guess. I call them all Dremel tools. Dremel probably hates me for that. And we're just going to start cleaning them. And you can see how that brass sheen comes off onto it. The reason that happens is the trilobite itself is harder than the brass brush. However, the clay around it is not. I think it makes them look really pretty. Really helps them stand out. I'm going to work on this for a bit, and when I'm done, I'll show you what it looks like. And there we go, guys. That's with the brass brush. You'll notice how it makes it, well, it makes it golden in color. You gotta watch out for that kind of stuff. Somebody who didn't know any better could bring this out and say, oh, it's a pyretized trilobite, and somebody who doesn't know much about fossils but really likes them, that's a $200-300 trilobite, as opposed to the $5-10 trilobite that it actually should be. And speaking of that stuff, you should watch out for all your fossils, okay? There are fakes out there. There's a lot of fakes. You'll also get things called a chimera. A chimera is a real fossil, but it's had parts added onto it so it looks complete. My mosasaur jaw I have, that's a chimera fossil. I had no problem paying the $200 and some odd for it that I did. Had it been a complete mosasaur jaw and not been a chimera, you're looking at maybe $2 grand, give or take. So watch what you're going after. You know, if it's priced right, yeah, jump on it. It's real fossil. If it's a chimera, it's not. The same with this. It's a real fossil. But by me adding the brass to it, I have increased its value to people, especially to people who aren't honest and would tell you that it is, you know, pyritized. A lot of you guys who really know fossils would know better. Those of you just getting into it, be extra careful, guys. I don't want to see you get ripped off. That being said, it's super pretty. But yeah, I'm keeping this one. This one's going to my collection. It's not going anywhere. In fact, later on, I'm going to go through and scrub all this down. I'll use my bigger wire brush, my bigger drill, and hopefully I pop up some more trilobites. All right, guys, that was my adventure at You Dig Fossils. I love the trilobites out there. If you ever get a chance, you should go out and do it. But as always, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hamilton hopes you guys enjoyed the video. We hope to see you the next time we're out hunting rocks. So have a good one. Bye. He already left.